Alright guys, today's video is going to be about how much money I get paid as a United States Navy sailor. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So for my people who don't understand the way military pay works, there's two categories of how you're going to get paid. So there's enlisted and officers. Enlisted people across all branches. These are the people that, you can just enter straight out of high school. You don't need a college degree, anything like that. They're always going to get paid less than the officers because the officers are the ones with the college degrees. If you want to join the military and you have a college degree, a full bachelor's, I don't think they take associates, but a full bachelor's in anything whatsoever, please join as an officer because you're going to get paid more, and you're going to go back to this video and be like, man, thank you, because you helped me make a lot more money than I would have been making as an enlisted sailor. I've seen some rare instances where people have had degrees and they chose not to, go officer and go enlisted. And, I don't know how they feel about that decision, but you're going to make a lot more money as an officer. Also, I believe officers always get BAH no matter what level they're at after they're done with their schooling. Whereas an enlisted person, you'll stay in the barracks till you've been in for 4 years as an E4 or you're an E5. So, yeah. But the way it works, so you get paid based off of rank and based off of time in service. So I believe for, first E1 through E4 as an enlisted person, your time in service doesn't matter as much until you're an E4, because the way that they do it, it's 9 months to rank up from E1 to E2, 9 months to rank up from E2 to E3, and then I believe it is 2 years time and rate. Rate is like the job that you pick. So it's I'm an E3 in the United States Navy, but my job is a mass communication specialist. I wouldn't be able to make E4 until I've had 2 years experience as an MC in the United States Navy. And then after you reach E4, you'll have set times, and then you'll take a test, every year until you qualify, pass the test, and you become an E5, and so on and so forth. And then whenever you go from E6 to E7 in the Navy, you become a chief, senior chief, or a master chief. And those guys get paid a lot, man. That pay jump from E6 to E7 is pretty insane, because you go from being just a normal non-commissioned officer to being a senior commissioned officer. And those guys, pretty much run the branches all across the board. In the Navy, I don't know how it works for other branches, but chiefs are very high respected. They're very, well regarded. And they're pretty much the advisors to the officers. Each officer has a enlisted advisor who's going to sit there and, train them, show them the ropes of, how the military works, and be the voice of the enlisted sailors. So chiefs, senior NCOs are extremely important, all across the board. And so they get paid the most. But then they also have ways for you to rank up early. It's called in the Navy, it's called a MAP package, where it's you get a bunch of your qualifications done and you could get mapped, so you rank up and then you immediately get paid at the next pay grade. Usually you see this with going from an E3 to an E4, or going from an E4 to an E5. I've seen people get mapped. I've seen people get mapped from E5 to E6 if they were recruiters or RDCs, or which was a drill instructor. I've seen them get paid more too. But the main thing that you guys who are enlisted really need to know is that you're not going to be making a lot of money up front, just money that you can spend until you're about an E5 in the military. So right now as an E3, I make about $2,000 a month, and that's just cash of me just being able to spend. Mind you that the military will pay for your housing and your food. So they have this thing called BAS, which is your food allowance. Some bases you'll get it, and it's usually $300-400, just depending on where you are and the cost of living in the area. It's like BAH, it changes depending on where you are. And usually they take that out when you're in the military if you're on a ship, because they have a galley. But you're not going to make a lot of money up front as an E1 through an E4. And then whenever you become an E5, you start to make a lot more, because they start giving you BAH and then your time in service, when you get to E4 and you've been in for a certain amount of time, you'll get pay raises just based off of how much time you've been in. You know, that applies to everything, and then, you know, they'll probably more likely to promote you just based off of how much time that you've been in also. Which is why I just want to tell you guys, man, if you're just joining the military, don't take on any major expenses. Just save your money, invest it in your business or stocks or whatever you want to do. Don't just blow it all on food and doing all this crazy stuff. Like, nah, bro, just invest it, man. I take most of my check and I just invest it back in my music or invest it back into YouTube, and you know, that is how I plan on growing my money. And you could really start taking this time to just invest in yourself being in the military, because you don't have a lot of financial pressure on you. So don't take on any major expenses and you're gonna be cool. I'm not the most knowledgeable on how officers get paid, so I don't want to speak on it too much. If you are an officer candidate watching my videos or something like that, I know it's good for, you know, being an enlisted person. You make pretty much like double the amount of whatever we make. So like an O1 will make like pretty much double the amount of an E1. And so there's a lot of like, I guess like jealousy between like enlisted and officers, but you know, you just need to get a college degree to qualify to be an officer. And there's more information online if you are looking to, you know, get information about being an officer. I don't want to speak on things that I'm not qualified on. I just don't feel like that would be beneficial really to anyone. But if you guys are looking for the actual amount of money that you will get paid each month, just look up military pay chart for whatever year that you're watching this video. I could give you guys the dollar amounts, but like the pay changes as years progress, you know, with inflation and everything like that. Just the economy changing all the time, man. So I want this video to people who are watching, you know, in like 2026 or whenever, man, this can still help them. So I genuinely appreciate you guys, man. If you have any questions or you feel like I left anything out, you want to help educate the people watching this video, leave some stuff in the comments, man. Like I said, we're all about positivity and just creating a positive environment. I care about you guys. Any negativity, hatefulness, you know, I always delete it out of the comments because we don't stand for that over here. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I hope this video helped. I know a lot of this is super confusing for your people trying to figure out, you know, we're joining the military, like, what am I gonna do? There's a lot that goes into it, and I know you guys are trying to get your finances in order, but just look up military pay chart for whatever year you're watching this, and whenever you find that pay chart, that it'll tell you like the exact dollar amounts. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all leave a like and subscribe. Peace.